session, I'm going to be taking care of you. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. If you're new to the community, please like, comment, and subscribe. That's how we keep this family growing and showing and doing all that fancy stuff. And it is True Love February, so go ahead and put in the comment section how that's been going. And you know me, true love doesn't always have to be just, you met this person. It can be that, but it doesn't always have to be that. It can be falling in love with the self, falling in love with family, falling in love with your dream life, and a mixture of all between, bringing it to your life in the way you need it. And if you want to talk more about mysticism and metaphysical conversation, join us on Patreon, okay? So let's get started. So, I'm just going to start by smoothing your aura and just ask you, how has everything been going? How has this true love time been going? Again, I know. Sometimes when I do true love stuff, it feels a little cringe-worthy to me. Not because love isn't beautiful, but I often am trying to deconstruct this idea that a person needs another person to feel accomplished or to feel whole in life. That having community and having someone in a romantic partnership is an added bonus, but not something that is a necessity. That to the point that when this person leaves your life, if there's like codependent tendencies, like, oh, I gotta live my life without this person, of course you can feel sad. But like, if you feel like you don't have a life that is separate from this person, I don't know if that's necessarily healthy. I think it's normal to feel a sense of sadness when things maybe don't work out in the way that you expect. But I think a lot of times societies can normalize codependent behavior, and I don't think it's right. So that's why I always say you gotta fall in love with yourself first. But again, forget what I'm thinking about. How do you feel? How has your true love been going? I mean, it could be meeting this soulmate energy. It could be meeting your community. It could be all those things. I know we gotta dish and talk about it, right? See how that's been going. And it's funny, I think the longer that I live, the more I am in a committed relationship, the more things change as well. Because I do know, and I have experienced before, a sense of desperation when you're not 100% sure when your person is going to come or who you're going to have a long, relationship with. And also some people who are struggling with the fact that they may not want that. You don't have to have that, but they may not want that. Or people feeling like, oh, am I going to get it? X, Y, Z, da, 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 da. And to that I always say, enjoy life now. The quickest way to get someone in your life, honestly, is just to have a big, bubbly personality and enjoy life in the way that you want to enjoy life. And it's just like a magnet. It's like a love magnet. You can bring people into your life. But for actual quality, you have to really sit down and sift through the people in your life, and that see if you all could actually work together. Because there are some people that are great to date, and you do not want to have a long-term relationship with them, because they will fuck your credit up. Or something else, something weird. I got caught up on a lot of biopics like 2 weekends ago, never know. And I think that's rational. But again, how have you been? Okay. I'm gonna work on this energy here and all around. Okay. Let me get some crystals. We got some black obsidian that we're going to put on your energy. Beautiful. And just allowing you to feel much more grounded, much more balanced, just very sweet and simple. You're protected. You have that protection around you. You have everything you need. So no worries on that. No worries. You know, when we spend time together, I often forget that I am in a healing session, so I start feeling like we're dishing on like, oh my gosh, can you believe that? And then I'm just like, stay on task. Stay on task here. But yeah, it's crazy. The more that I know and I learn about mysticism, different lineages, different traditions, the more I feel like it gives me a freedom to not feel so rigid. You know, when I first started my practice, it was very like by the book. Everything has to go this way, it has to go in this order, and da-da-da-da-da, it has to look a certain way, and it has to be a certain way. And then things started to change when I started to connect with myself. What do I need? How can I be of the greatest service to those that I am serving in the moment? And that's when things started to open up more. So I always say that my cheat code is a smile. If I can get you to smile, it helps. It makes it so much more receptive. I don't know, you know, it's just something about a smile. Something about a smile does it, okay? And we'll get you a little bit of sound too. I have some other sound stuff, but we'll get you a little bit of sound too. Just breathing in and out here. Just thinking about how beautiful life is. would you bring this money into your life, honey? Money, money, money. So I'm gonna choose this desert rose. It's also called, it's it's another type of selenite. I forgot. It's like something selenite. Desert selenite. And the reason why is because it's so like let me see. It's very rigid. Has a lot of lines, but it's like talc. It's if I was to hit it with a hammer, it would like easily dissolve. So this is not a stone that you could charge. Well, yes, you could charge this underneath light, but you can't. So okay, I'm getting into a lot. So with stones, you can always charge your stones with like moon water, or you could, if you wanted to, use solar water. You could use a particular type of energy on a particular type of day. That kind of water. This is not a stone you can do that, because if you put it in there, it's going to disintegrate. So this is much more airy fairy. It's much more of the delusion. It has more delusion, illusion, much more of the psychic, much more metaphysical. Very much so, I would say Neptune, Jupiter, Pisces. You could sprinkle adjunct a little Sagittarius in there, but mostly this whimsical kind of energy to it. And what this is for is that whenever you have a little bit of pessimism in your life, you could use something like desert rose to help make it lighter for you, okay? So you don't have to think about that pessimistic thought. So before, we had talked about when you are going after what you want, you will sometimes hit a wall, and that wall will be difficult, fucks you up in the head, because you're like, this sucks. But again, like I said, there ain't nothing new under the sun. So what you do is you just have to get to the next side. But a part of that is like you are sitting through the discomfort, but also you get to a certain point where you have to lift that up, because once you get past the discomfort, you still have to do the work to get past your initial problem. It's tough to have to do shit and be like, feeling insecure at the same time. So this is a lovely stone that gives you the opportunity to kind of lighten your mood as you're going through what you need to go through, okay? And again, everything you experience in your life is perfectly curated from your soul contract to get what your soul needs. Again, I say it all the time. Life can have some amazing shit, and it can have some straight up fucked up shit. But on a soul level, souls don't vibrate in the way that we vibrate in a, let me say this again. The principles and the concepts on a soul level are very different than on a physical level. If something hits my hand, that shit hurts. On a soul level, that is not a concept. So something that we go through that could be traumatic in whatever kind of way. Sometimes traumatic can just be like somebody laughed at you and you didn't even think that, or like, you were in an accident or something like that. But yet here it is, the soul understood through the soul contract that it needed to go through this experience to have a awakening of the internal soul in order to fully understand the experience. So it understood that there was going to be certain elements within this life that it would come into contact with, and it agreed to it, because if it didn't like that, it would have chosen a different life. Well, you as the soul level would have chosen a different life. Now you might be thinking, well, if a soul is like, can see all this stuff up here, why does it need to live this actual experience to understand? Twofold. Some souls are going to be helpers. They're going to be energetic helpers. They're going to be your guardian angels and things like that. And it's going through the lived experience that helps them, or help it, the energy, be able to help us, to connect with us, to allow it to vibrate at a level that is familiar and helpful to us. And then the second thing is, everything in life is purposeful. Period. Everything. A tree growing, bacteria, a little particle in the air. Everything has a purpose. So the soul itself chose to live a certain experience, to have a more complex understanding of this experience on a soul level. Because think about it like this. So the soul learns so much more by living the actual experience, and it's for the overall vibrational good, because as we go on generation and generation and generation, we as a collective energetic community existence are raising the vibration and going higher and higher and higher. And that is overall like the intention of this experience, but it's going through live. Think about it. If you experience something traumatic and you make it your point to never have someone else within your power have to experience that, you wouldn't have that same drive if you didn't experience it. We would hope, but it is sometimes it's like going through the fire. You teach other people how to walk through, and you like use an extinguisher. It's like, let's not make this happen again, you know. So that's a long view of the universe. So if you really like that kind of conversation, you can join us on Patreon, where I definitely talk about these different things, and I keep it 1000% real. And we have our energy healing circles where we come together and we do channeling and just collective healing, and it's always a wonderful moment of community to bring us together. So that's on Patreon. So I want you to think about whatever it is that is your dream, this goal. Make it a goal, make it a goal you want to, how you want to change your life. And I want you to see it in front of you, okay? And you have a plan. You're like, bloop, bloop, bloop. You're driving in your little plan mobile. And then you hit a wall. You don't have to imagine what the wall is, but you hit a wall, or you might know what your wall is. When you see that wall, I want you just to breathe in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and release. Release that and let that go. You are strong enough. You're resilient enough. You're smart enough. And honestly, it is for your growth. Not everybody's going to be strong enough to make it to this point. A lot of people will give up here. But you got to push past it, and you got to go to the other side, and you can do it. The only thing stopping you is your feelings, but there's nothing that's actually stopping you. Even if it feels like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Figure it out. Figure a route around. You're not the first person this has happened to. Figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out. You've got it, okay? You've got it. You've got it. You've got it. So breathe. So I've been talking about this manifesting energy, and I said Venus energy, and the reason why I said Venus energy is because Venus rules Taurus, and Venus rules Libra. Taurus is the sensation, the sensual, the good mood, the relaxing feeling, the nice massage, the things that bring us comfort, and Libra is the aesthetic view of how we see something beautiful that we like to look at, how we, like our space to look, how we like to adorn ourselves. So that Venus manifestation is saying that you can get what makes you feel good and what makes you happy to view, but there's that Saturn discipline that's going to happen that way. So to get what you want, to feel comforted, to feel comfortable, to feel secure, it's going to take having to get over the challenge of feeling uncomfortable, and to reprogram your brain into not believing that just because something is uncomfortable, it is bad for you. That is not true at all. Sometimes uncomfortable just lets you know you are growing into a new space where you're going to expand and flourish. Do not be this little bud that is too afraid to bloom, and you're just making yourself a big fish in a small pond, and then the pond is evaporating and shit. Don't worry about any of that. What I want you to focus on is there's a big ocean out there where you're now a fish. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna do fine. But you can get to the other side. So put this down. I want you to bring that dream, that goal, that vision So bring that energy down, and that right there is a gesture of manifesting, bringing the energetic into the physical. That's also a sign of making the money that kinds, which there's nothing wrong with that as well too, you know. I think that people feel so, continue to bring the energy down while I'm explaining this, people feel so weirded out by money. They're like, I don't want to seem like I'm materialistic. But you are made of material. Like, you know, we are all these souls, but like, you're gonna have to feed yourself or you're not going to survive. You're gonna have to, you know, clothe and house yourself in some type of way, or you're exposed to the elements. You're gonna have to give yourself the financial support to bring your creativity into life, or you might feel stifled, and it just continues to stack on top of that for whatever you're looking for in life. So don't be afraid to ask for money or want money. There's nothing wrong with that. Doing fucked up shit in life because of money, that's a problem. But to want to be provided for, to want to bring others value through something that you're passionate about and be compensated for, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because think about it. If you don't have money, someone else is having the money. So if you feel like you have a good heart and that you have a lot of, you know, gifts to share and change you want to see for the better, wouldn't you want to make decisions with money and not just leave it to somebody who's like, you know, doing some fucked up shit? Exactly. Y'all better manifest this. I'm just sending you a bag. Sending you the energy. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Bringing this energy down. I know we got to talk about money. I'm trying to water your roots. I just want to see y'all win. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But this Venus energy comes with delayed gratification. So work hard. Like, get to the other side. You can do it. And what I like to explain as I'm clearing this stuff out is that there are two paths that we're walking on at the same time. We're walking the path of the spiritual, and if you're a religious person, you're religious, that's fine. Or if you don't have, you know, you don't have religion at all, or you or something else, you have a different name, that's fine. You're walking this path, and this path is saying that we are a collective energy, that, you know, we are one and we are ourselves at the same time, that there's nothing that is happening in life that can prevent us from going after what we want, that we can manifest, that we can bring, that we can heal, that we can balance, that we can have the right circumstances we need to have life. There's nothing that's limiting us. And then you're walking another path, boop, 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 at the exact same time, called the systemic. Or, you know, in a nice kind of way, maybe the intersectional path. And this path here is saying thing, you know, being who you are and having safety there, and creating a secure sense of living and expanding and growth and all that lovely stuff. So that actually goes into the community portion of manifesting. Do you feel like you are surrounded by all that you need to manifest the life you like, for this lovely true love connection with you and your fucking life, for real, like falling in love with your life? Do you feel like you have everything that you need to manifest the life that you want? We'll start to ask for it. Do not ever, 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 ever be afraid to ask the universe for what you want, because you don't feel like you deserve it, or you're afraid that you might get it too soon and you won't know what to do with it. Fuck that. If you're getting it, you're going to be able to do with it, or know what to do with it. And even if you don't know, I want you to fucking bob and weave in this bitch, okay? I want you to be able to be like, I'm going to figure it the fuck out. Like, you know, I'm going to figure it out. Just do it like that. And that is how you bring the life that you want closer to you. Don't be afraid. You're going to be fine. I think when people start to overthink and they look at things and they really see it as big and intimidated, they might be surprised to know that, like, there's some things that you've gotten through in life that were huge, but you just were in the moment, you got through them. And when you look back, you're like, how the fuck did I get through that shit? Because you just got through it. You know, you don't got time to overanalyze it. You got your path. Whenever you hit a challenge, you get over it. You just allow the energy to flow out and just keep it going for that delayed gratification on that other end. Family, welcome to the Reiki, healing, hope, community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom. I am Jessica. Sup? I read that comment, I brought it back. A Reiki master, teacher, and intuitive. And today we have a special healing session. We are going to be doing magical crystal tapping and just relaxing you. I hope you enjoyed the I Love You session. And if you're new to the community, remember to like, remember to comment, remember to subscribe. I read each and every one of those comments, and I respond to those comments too, okay? So sometimes if you just want, I'm stuck. So sometimes if you just want someone to talk to, I'll put a little harder smiley face, okay? So, relax. Welcome to the community. You can also learn more on Patreon or see what else I got going on in the description box. It is Magical March. That means we've been spending March manifesting, bringing together some mystical principles from various lineages in order to kind of bring the life we want into fruition. So it has been requested. It's a requested video. Put your request in the comment section as well. I'll holla. It has been requested to do a magical crystal tapping session. So So now I want you to follow the stone. And I want you to think about this magical March goal you've been working on. Spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you my goal a little bit later. Gotta stay. This magical March goal you've been working on, or something that has been a general focus of your life right now. Whatever that is, follow the stone. Follow the stone. Okay. Follow the stone. I want you to be able to see through your intention, intuition, your third eye, what you need to know. Some insight that's going to bring some clarity about what you've been working towards. Keep breathing. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna just Reiki it through. And just make sure everything is coming together in the way that best fits you, not the way that best fits me or some other person in your life, but best fits you. I just want you to feel happy in your own skin. I want you to feel that the life you were given is setting you up ultimately for your greatest success. I want you to feel that there's nothing in life you can't find a way to get to the other side. And that comes from patience. And self-trust, patience, 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 self-trust. So, I'm going to continue to work this through your aura and just ask you a question. What if life, the physical life, was an illusion? Just a simulation for our soul to understand certain principles more deeply. What if everything in our lives, or more importantly, our internal life, our external situations, what if they were much more in our control than we give ourselves credit for? Now, I'm just going to focus. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that intersectional experiences don't exist, or systemic injustice doesn't exist. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that these experiences exist. At the same time, we have much more power inside of ourselves than we give ourselves credit for. So many decisions that we make in our life, a lot of time it's based off of how we feel or what we're perceiving, or how we perceive another person to be thinking, feeling, or doing. Sometimes we might even interpret a person's actions in a way that impacts us. A lot of times stress really impacts us. But what if everything you wanted, the core, not those values that you think will make other people happy and then you save your own goals for last, but massage yourself afterwards, because you are going to be stronger, more resilient, more peaceful, more beautiful, much more abundant, all of those things. And it starts right there, or right there. So, my magical March goal for me personally is to go deep inside and explore the origins of the feelings that I have. What motivates me? Who am I? What parts of me are for me? I can admit it started much bigger or much more external. Like, I want to get to X, Y, and Z. But then when I started to dig down more deeply, I started to realize that even if I got the external goal I wanted, I'm just going to come up with a new goal, because really I have to explore the root. The root. The root. So let's look at your root. 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 Let's look at your root. I'm going to place this on your root chakra, hands out. And just feel this wave of energy flow over you and wash away any rejection, neglect, sadness, pain, memories, anything that no longer serves you. We just wash it away and we let it be. We let it go away and move on to its next evolutionary path, where it can be upcycled into another experience. money tree. And it most definitely works. Just some things that I do with the tree when I'm working with earth. I like to use the soil. Soil in general is very grounding, and I'll put things in the soil. So specifically what I did here is look, I'm about to give you all my secrets, y'all. Oh, does this sound good? Okay, I'll do this at the same time. So this thing is so huge. Look, it's like a little hairpiece. Anyway, so I'm stalling, so I don't have to tell you all my secrets. Anyway, I wanted to manifest a new place, and so I used I'll use the term earth magic, but more grounding energy vibrationally. So what I did here is that I actually used this as a place in order to store certain objects that I wanted to bring in for the highest vibrational good, and I put it here. And the reason why is that, have you ever heard of the term earthing or grounding? So earthing or grounding, basically what it does is it looks at the magnetic response in your body. It basically says that when you go into the forest and you put your feet on the ground, so this can also be the beach, just places where it's natural, and it has this earth that can make you feel very relaxed. So that's where the origins of tree hugger comes from. So you think of this group of people who are trying to do environmental work, and they're kind of like linked together to prevent people from bulldozing trees. But also the concept of a tree hugger, that hugging a tree technically can make you feel better. So you might remember or be young and remember sitting near a tree. If you sat near a tree and read a book, or climbing trees and things like that, it was very relaxing, very grounding. I spent most of my childhood climbing trees. And so that energy within itself impacts us. So you might notice that if you take a nice long walk in nature, a nice long walk in the forest, you feel much better. It's just getting open air is really nice too. So that concept within itself, which I'm going to expand on more, but I feel like I'm holding this tree. Put it down. I'm going to expand on that a little bit more. So as we start off the practice, we start off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer, just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a coexisting community. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. Dear, may I touch you? Okay. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Katumi, Yamoja, Oshu, Mawu, and all the Taras. Please connect us to the Archangel, Spirit Guide, Spirit Animals, our lineage, and all for our highest vibrational good only, rooting us down in our individual healing experience and bringing us forth as a community. I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, so that is just to get us started. So I chose the succulent. Number one, I love succulents. I don't know, it's just something about them. I've always admired them. I always thought that they were like thicker than a Snicker, they're like nice and thick, and they're great for, you don't have to feed them too much. They're pretty good with varying climates, and they're just so long lasting. I really feel like it's a representation or an analogy for life anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by giving you an opportunity to think of whatever it is that you have been trying to work on this magical March. Now, I'm not So I have this really cute little book that I like to use just for random thoughts and things like that. And so what I'll do here is I'll go to a blank page and I'll make a decision of what it is that I want to write. So here's my blank page. I'm going to write it out. I would typically use a pen, just. And at this point, you are going to be writing out whatever it is that you want, your wish, your spell, the thing that you've been trying to manifest at that moment. Let me get a pen. Okay, see, great, I got the pen. The pen. Now you write what you want. I'm gonna say, I'll just put mine. And you have to write it from as if you already have it and write it in a statement of gratitude. You can sign it, you cannot sign it. It's up to you of how you like to do things. So here's mine. You probably can't really see it. I'm gonna take it and now I'm gonna burn it. So in this moment we're gonna use a little bit of fire. Here it is. So this could be your spell, your mantra, your petition, your reflection, your words. It's whatever it is you want. So what I wrote for mine, and I told you that for this magical March, I've been working on inside. So I said, I am so grateful to de-traumatize my life experiences and live in a space of peace. So holding myself accountable that even on the inside, as I go out in the world, I'm always living from a space of peace. And there we go. Oh, does that sound good? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to burn it. You're going to say it over and over. You're going to concentrate on it. You can visualize it right in front of you, but you're going to burn it. And as you burn it, you let it go, you let it be, you let it just go off, right? Okay. I don't know if you noticed, but the words are already going. Okay. And we're just allowing this to move. Okay. So, as you see now, the words are gone, right? You're still going to probably see the impression of the words, but the words are gone. And then you roll it up like that. I like to roll it up real tight. I'm not going to tell you why I know how to do this. Baby, back in my youth, I had some days. I'm not old, but I'm also not young. So here it is. And this is when I would, for example, stick it right in the soil of the tree. So you can put it in between a branch, something like that. Every time you water the plant, this plant I water weekly, you want to remind yourself of that intention. Now the lineage, Orisha work, just, you could say God, you could say universe, you could say whatever it is you believe in, not what I believe in, but you believe in. That's a moment where you pay homage, you give gratitude. Thank you so much, universe, for allowing me to, and then you say whatever's on there and you just let it be. And each and every time you're going to get more actions. So the actions that you're going to receive from this will be like, call so and so, go out and do this today. It'll just be natural things that flow into you, and it's bringing you closer to this. Now, if you have something smaller like this is what I would do. So this is a little bag of crystals. I actually used to give them out when I had in-person energy healing circles. But the crystals are like the perfect size for what I'm going to show you. Okay. So this is a little mini, I don't know if you can see it that well. It's actually a little mini tiger's eye. Let me see if it works better over here. You may not be able to see that anyway. It is a little mini tiger's eye. It actually looks like a little eye. And so we'll just make it very generic, and we'll say that this is just for courage, okay? What you would want to do, and preferably you could probably use an even smaller stone, is you would want to place this stone somewhere that's not going to disturb the plant. Now this stone might be a little bit too big for the plant, because you definitely don't want to hurt it too much, but this is also a thicker plant, so it's probably going to be okay. And you I just put it right on top, and instead of writing whatever it is you want down, you're going to infuse it into the stone. So you can start off your session in whatever way it is. You say a prayer, you say gratitude, you just walk around, you get in a meditation session, whatever that is. You place it between your hands, and you close your hands. So give me your hands, okay? I'm gonna close my hand over your hand, and we are going to infuse it with whatever intention you want, okay? Take 3 deep breaths with me. Every time you exhale, infusing the zone with that intention. 2 more. Final breath. Ashe, ashe. Okay. And you can focus as long as you want, keep it very simple. But sometimes as you're flushing through what you really want on the inside, it might take quite a while for you to just let it all go. And so we would take that, and then we would place the stone on the plant, and it's the same process of every time you see the stone, you can pick it back up, you can hold it, you can recharge that intention, you can water the plant itself. Again, be very mindful of the size of the stone. If it was a very thick stone, I would say put it on the actual dirt, not on the plant. You don't want to kill the plant. Just in general, you don't want to kill your plant unless that is a part of the process. You're using some type of herb or something like that, and just allow this to grow and allow it to be. And then once you're ready, now you just have to choose a duration of time which makes sense to you. You're going to naturally feel when it is the right moment. Then you take the stone and you can use it in your practice. Now when I say you'll know the right moment, it means you might have to do anything hard. You just rest and relax. You can say prayers, mantras, petitions, whatever it is that you feel directly correlate to how you access this beautiful, wonderful, and at times magical abilities, okay? Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Katumi, Yamonja, Oshun, Mawu, and all the Taras. Please connect us to the Archangels, to the Spirit Guide, Spirit Animals, our lineage, and all for our highest vibrational good only, rooting us down in our individual healing experience and bringing us forth as a community. And bringing us forth as a community, I say all of this in the name of I Am, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. And so it be. Let it be. You can move on. So, just right here in the third eye, relaxing, releasing, moving, finding some movement here. Just getting this energy to flow in a very lovely, lovely, lovely way. Because we are uncovering your power. Your power. Your power. It's oftentimes that people think that the magic is outside of us, but it is inside of us. However you communicate with the universe, whether you call that God, universe, source, energy, whatever you believe in, not what I believe in, what you believe in. Whatever that connection is right there, it is much easier for us to visualize that as energy that is outside of us, rather than recognizing that that is energy that is within us. India Arie has a song where she sings, I see the God in you. And I remember the first time I ever heard that song, probably maybe like 15 years ago. When I heard the song, I was like, okay, you know, like, my perception of it was, oh, that's cool that we all have this, you know, extreme power within us. But I was not admitting in that moment how my experience with religion, this is before I went to school for religious studies, I, in that moment, had not taken the time to properly read and educate myself across various lineages to understand that we're all interpreting the same thing. It just depends on the tradition. It just depends on, you know, a person's background. But we're all, as a human experience, coming into contact with these various energies, okay? And we're defining it in different ways. This is called religions. This is called spiritual traditions. This is called magical abilities. This is called your lineage path. All of these things. It's just a bunch of different groups really interpreting the same message in a way that fits them. That's why I'm a strong believer that there's not one right way of doing it. It's just whatever way you feel connected to, you should honor that and go forth into that journey. So when I say that, you know, the God is within you, source or energy or whatever you believe in, that's up to you. When I say it is within you, it means that at all times you have access to unconditional love, unlimited power. But when I say power, I don't mean power for struggle. I mean power for energy, motivation, a flame and a light. That's why we're doing this before the fire. A flame and a light that can really bring you forth into your experience as a whole. And it is very, 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 very intimidating for people to be able to stand in that truth with themselves. Why? First and foremost, it's always going to be very difficult to go against whatever mainstream society is saying. So if mainstream society is saying that your spiritual, religious, and magical abilities or special abilities, if it doesn't fit the confines in the religion or the faith of the tradition that you were raised in, that there's something wrong with you, and then you spend your whole life feeling like, what am I doing? Da 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 da. But at the end create an environment so you know that there are no triggering, or the intention is not to trigger you, because out of my time as a healer, one of the top things that I notice that people struggle with is they struggle with having a relationship with God, universe, source, or whatever they believe in, whatever their particular connection is, and having to reconcile that with whatever religion they were raised in, because they were receiving the message that they're wrong, that that they're bad, and you have a whole group of people going against you saying all of these things. But at the end of the day, they didn't feel whole inside of it, not because the faith wasn't for everyone, it just wasn't for them, or they needed to find maybe a different sect of that faith, or they needed to find themselves. And with that being said, what we do here often is we expand so that we can explore the deepest parts of ourselves. So no matter what you go on to do, which is your choice, no matter what you go on to do, you can feel open. You can feel peace. And you can feel enough. Because this is about feeling enough and worthy of these magical abilities. These hard to describe abilities within you, okay? So I'm going to pull away any of this old doubt, any of the old pain of not feeling like you fit in some area of your life, feeling like, why is it working out for someone else but not me? It's because you have your own journey. Your soul has been awakened and it's elevated and it has its eyes open. It's looking around and it's exciting. But you have the responsibility to have to show up and feed it in a way that other people will just be spoon-fed what's going on. Not everybody is awakened. And that's the reality. You have to be okay with being one that is awakened in your path. And respect that. Know that the universe chose you. Step into that. And when you step into that, you'll be able to have educated conversations about what's going on in life. And at the same time, you will not feel limited by whatever is going on in life. Okay. So, opening this up and removing any doubt. You know you're different. I think that you've known for a long time that you're different, but you have to embrace being yourself, you, exactly as you are, in whatever you believe in and whatever journey you're on. There's no right or wrong way to be on the journey. You don't need someone else to be on your journey for it to work. You don't need someone else to think whatever you're thinking for it to work, and vice versa. Okay? It is time for you to step into this light of yourself. It is time for you to be a renewable resource for your own light, healing, and path projection. Path projection. Okay, so let's guide you forth into your path. What do you want? What impact do you want to make? What do you want to surround yourself with? What brings you happiness? What brings you joy? What brings you peace? What needs to heal? What needs to be let go? What is your superpower? What do you want to bring into fruition? All of these things matter. And be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. But more than anything, do not be afraid of yourself. Don't be afraid of the power that you have within you to create the life you want. It is often through these systemic intersectional conversations, inclusivity or inclusive conversations, to enjoy yourself for who you are and just be that unique you, be it. You don't need a co-signer. Baby, people will catch up to you. They will eventually catch up, but you gotta see that you are light years ahead. And it can be intimidating to be a leader, but it is okay. Sometimes we're just leading ourselves. And we have so much in our environment that's telling us to remain small, tightly wound, and you're ready for a new energetic experience. Keep breathing. Couple more moments of activation. And freedom. Who are you? Tell me who you are. The true you. Your fullest self. Your best self. Tell me who you are. Tell me who you are. Tell me what you want. Release. Open. And allow it to come to you. And so it shall be. To free up space, so as you are manifesting and working with your magical abilities, you are not being pulled back by deep unconscious things that you just don't know. So, let's get started. Okay. So I'm just going to pull out any anxiety, any depression, any sense of nervousness, any rush, any of that stuff. I'm going to take that. Take this one. Okay. Okay. Just relax as I go to each part. Each part of your aura, and just remove, relax, and allow it to be. Remove. Remove. Remove, relax, and allow it to be. You are not limited. You are free. You create this world in this reality. So let's just get your flow of energy going in a great direction, okay? reality of this life? If so, act like it. Step into it with confidence, patience, persistence, and gratitude. I'm going to take a couple moments here. Just feel it on your face. Removing the baggage of the past. Freeing you into the future. Free, free, free you. Free you. Free you. Free you, free you, free you. Free you, free you, free you. Okay. Just clear it out. One bad memory. Two bad memories. Any anxiety. Any depression. Now to your heart. Just allow the chest to open up. unnecessary anxiety, worry, depression, baggage, anything that might have been coming up as you were manifesting. Now to close you up, seal you with the sign of the infinity, and say, thank you. Cannot wait until the next time. Wash your hands for 30 seconds. Don't touch your face. Wear a mask in public. Be sweet to yourself. Love you, love you, love you. See you tomorrow.